you very much, Linda. Good job. Okay, well, now we'll turn to the presentation of the caucus bills and resolutions, and we'll go over them briefly. And there are some people here who may want to speak to specific bills in the package. And when we go through those bills, then I'd like to ask them to come forward. Not all of the bills in the package are have a direct nexus to women veterans or to Fisher House. Our process is that members of the Women's Caucus and people in the community come forward with specific ideas, and we look at them, we discuss them, and we have a vote, and then they end up in our package. So some of the bills you're hearing about don't have absolute nexus to women's veterans issues. As a matter of fact, most of the legislation that we have related to women veterans is in the form of resolutions. Okay, so starting with House Bill 2226 and Senate Bill 2581. This is a bill related to the automatic victim notification system, and Cynthia Thielen would like to briefly speak to that. She's been an advocate of that for many years.
I have, and let's hope that this is the year that we can get this passed. We have tried for a number of years to allow the victim to have notification when there's a change in the status of the felon, and also the release once the felon has served his time. So we're hoping that this could be the magic year. Your support out there in the broader community will make a help to let us get this through. Thank you.
The next one is House Bill 2227, Senate Bill 2577, relating to birth certificates. This provides amended birth certificates for persons who have undergone a gender transition. I don't see Laurie Temple here today. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and we're supporting this bill. Next is House Bill 2229, and Senate Bill 2580, relating to birth defects warnings. This is requiring establishments that serve alcoholic beverages to display notification to warn customers of the risk of consuming alcohol during pregnancy. And Senator Baker, Representative Evans had. Okay, did you want to briefly speak to that?
Yes, first of all, thank you all for being here and caring so much about focusing on women's issues. You know, I came from a college town in Illinois, and on university campuses, for some reason, even though the drinking age might be 21, it's not uncommon that college campuses allow 18, 19, 20-year-olds to drink and hang out, but they try to limit it to beer and wine. So I don't understand why they do that, but they do in college towns. They expect kids to drink. I was back home in Illinois, and I went to the bars in the college town, and right on the front door when you walked in, there was these signs that said drinking it can harm, you know, if you're potentially pregnant, it could harm the baby. And it was in big, bold letters before you walked in the front door, and I went, wow. What a strong message. And that's the type of things we need to do. We need to keep educating, because there's nothing worse. You know, it's unfair to have these fetal alcohol babies that are born that go through withdrawal, and they've found that in 3 or 4 months when you're during development, with brain development, research recently, during the 3rd and 4th month, if the mother is drinking, it'll actually affect the IQ of the child in terms of your brain development. So, I mean, we just need to tell people to be very careful during pregnancy about drinking. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have relating House Bill 2230 and Senate Bill 2572 relating to cervical and breast cancer screening. This is Senator Baker's.
Yes. You did skip one, but
I'm sorry. I'll go back.
Let me speak to this one. I have a great interest in this because I am a cervical cancer survivor of about 35 years. But what we've seen is there's a federal program that provides some funding to the Department of Human Services and Department of Health to take care of Medicaid eligible individuals, women who need to be screened. And there is some treatment funds if you are Medicaid eligible. But if you're in that gap group, you're not eligible for Medicaid, you don't have insurance, we have funds to screen you, but we don't have any funding to treat you if they find that you need treatment for cervical cancer or for breast cancer. So we had a program. It was one of those that lost its funding when the economy went south, and this is an attempt to bring it back because we know that both of those cancers are eminently treatable and curable if they're detected early. And if you detect something and don't treat it, it's a crime.
Thank you. Senator Baker, can you go on to describe the previous bill that I didn't mention?
Oh,
the breastfeeding.
This is more in Susie's area, I think, than mine, but it's House Bill 2228, Senate Bill 2573 relating to breastfeeding in the workplace. This actually came from a group of young women. I think they happen to be college students, and we've made some accommodations for breastfeeding women, and we know that that helps women and their children bond. It also gives the children some additional immunities, and it's just a good practice. But we put up so many barriers, societal barriers, not the least of them. And so what this would is to require an employer to provide a safe place, a private place, for a woman to breastfeed her child. That's not just in a bathroom or, you know, some place that maybe is not the most appropriate place. And it provides for some civil fines. So I think this is one more, it sort of helps us close the loop on making sure that women who do have their children in the workplace can take advantage of the opportunity to breastfeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Then there, next you have, we have relating to community placement programs for female offenders, and we do have someone who'd like to speak to that, Kat Brady, who never gives up speaking for women. Incarcerated women.
Of course I don't give up, I'm a woman. Aloha, I'm Kat Brady from Community Alliance on Prisons. We have more than 700 women currently in prison, and about 70% are moms. We believe, and most of them are nonviolent. They're in prison for drugs or drug-related offenses based on trauma that has been unresolved. So we think women who are nonviolent, who can be in the community, should be at home, just like the Bureau of Prisons does. They send their nonviolent offenders on community placement, and then they can be monitored by a community program. It would be a lot cheaper. It's about $137 a day to incarcerate someone here. And all our women are back from the continent, by the way. And it's about $50 a day to keep a woman on community placement, and she would have access to a community program and lots of support. But more importantly, she'd be bonding with her children. And that's what we really want to see, keep the next generation out. I hope you can support this. Mahalo.
Thank you very much.